The 2005-2006 college football season concluded in what many people consider one of the best college football games ever played, the 2006 Rose Bowl. But would that have been the case if the college football postseason had existed as it does today? Would number 3 Penn State or number 4 Ohio State have been able to knock off either number 1 USC or number 2 Texas on their way to a national championship? Or perhaps USC would be able to rewrite history and try to supplant themselves as one of the greatest teams in history? Or will Vince Young and the Texas Longhorns reign supreme once more? We start things off in the Fiesta Bowl between number 1 USC and number 4 Ohio State. Midway through the first, USC has the ball inside the 10, but Matt Leinert's pass is intercepted and returned over 100 yards for the score. Midway through the second, Ohio State would extend their lead to 10. Then later in the second, USC strikes back as Matt Leinart hits Chris McFoy for an 81-yard score. As the second quarter closes out, OSU adds another field goal. Early in the third, Antonio Pittman would run in for a Buckeye score, extending their lead to 13. Then with just over 2 minutes left, Antonio Pittman would do it again, this time with a 15-yard touchdown run. After the preceding kickoff, Reggie Bush shows why he won the Heisman, with this 67-yard run for a touchdown. Then with just under 30 seconds left in the game, Reggie Bush would score again, cutting the Buckeye lead to 6. Now for the play of the game, the onside kick, and it is recovered by Ohio State. Number 4 Ohio State upsets the number 1 USC Trojans. Now let's move on to the Sugar Bowl to see who will face number 4 Ohio State in the national championship, as number 3 Penn State takes on number 2 Texas. Late in the first, Penn State's Michael Robinson's pass is intercepted and returned 57 yards for the score. Early in the second, with Penn State's backup quarterback now in, he pitches the ball to Tony Hunt, who rushes in for the score, tying things up at 7. Then Penn State would take a 3-point lead with this field goal. Then with time winding down in the second, Texas would tie things up with a field goal of their own. With just 10 seconds remaining in the first half, Anthony Morelli drops back to pass, and is sacked, fumbling and allowing Texas to scoop and score the ball for a 17-10 halftime lead. Early in the third, they would extend their lead to 10 points. Then, after a great Texas stop, Penn State is forced to punt, and Texas's Selvin Young flashes some speed as he returns it for 6, allowing Texas to take a 17-point lead. Early in the fourth, Penn State shows some life as Tony Hunt is hit on a slot pattern over the middle and breaks a couple tackles as he goes in for 6, cutting the Longhorn lead to 10. Then not long after, they add a field goal, cutting the Texas lead to 7. Then midway through the fourth, tight end Isaac Smolko is hit deep over the middle, tying things up at 27. But then with just over 30 seconds left, Texas retakes the lead with this 45-yard field goal. But Penn State hasn't quit yet, as Anthony Morelli finds Mark Rubin over the middle for almost 20 yards. Morelli then would hit a receiver near the sideline, who takes it to around the Texas 35. Tony Hunt would then power forward to the Texas 23, and a timeout is called with just 1 second remaining. And with that 1 second, Penn State would tie things up and bring the game into overtime. Penn State would win the overtime coin toss and elect to play defense. Here they would force a third down, where Vince Young's pass would be off target and intercepted. Penn State would move the ball a little closer on their offensive possession, and then hit this field goal for the win. Penn State wins it 33-30 over second-ranked Texas in overtime, after erasing a 17-point fourth-quarter deficit to advance to the national championship against Big Ten rival number 4 Ohio State. The Big Ten championship is here, in the form of the national championship, as number 3 Penn State and number 4 Ohio State had a tie for the championship in the regular season, both with a 7-1 record, despite Penn State's 17-10 home victory over Ohio State. Will Penn State be able to repeat the performance, or will Ohio State enact their revenge? Troy Smith would find a wide-open Santonio Holmes on a play-action pass to put the first points up of the game. With Michael Robinson still out due to injury, Anthony Morelli would get the start, and midway through the second he would flash his stuff, hitting Terrell Golden for a long touchdown, tying things up at 7. Then in the third, OSU would reclaim the lead on this field goal. They would then follow that up with another one late in the third. And finally they would kick another midway through the fourth. Ohio State wins the rematch 16-7 to claim the national championship. Hey guys, if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like on it, and if you enjoyed this kind of content, please consider subscribing because there will be more of it in the future. Thank you.